Web, and that's Ghana Web, Tanzania Web, My Nigeria, and Cameroon Web. So Ghana Web is a part of the group Africa Web, and we have a new product, as he has mentioned, it's called the Ghana Web Reporter. But I want you to see what it is about before I talk about it and go ahead with my presentation. So let's just play this, and then we'll all see what it is. So that's the GhanaWeb Reporter, and I'm here to talk about other things as well. So we are going to talk about the future of digital publishing and also promotion of citizen journalism. And GhanaWeb Reporter is one of the tools that we've built to do that exactly. And we all know what digital publishing is. If you're a blogger, you're also a publisher. And there are several levels of publishers. There are the big publishers, there are the medium scale and the small scale. And mostly the small scale publishers are the bloggers, and they all depend on other, we call the big tech companies, to be able to push their content. So let's start with the future of digital journalism or digital publishing, and it's best we start from the past. How did GhanaWeb start publishing? GhanaWeb started not as a media organization. A lot of people have, it's just a news company, but it's not. It's more than that. GhanaWeb is a technology company that's pushing or giving or solving the problem of access to news and information. When it started in 1999, it was aggregating, and we are taking a lot of stories from other platforms to put together for people to have access to it. And GhanaWeb, if you can or if you've used it before, you see that GhanaWeb, it's very easy to use, very accessible, and anywhere you are in the country, you can access GhanaWeb. And this has made it easier for people to get information. People think of, okay, GhanaWeb is making so much money, GhanaWeb is stealing content and all of that, and I'm sure stealing content and all that. But that's not the idea behind it. GhanaWeb is there to make information accessible. And with all this change or evolution in content production, GhanaWeb has also evolved, and now GhanaWeb produces its own content. So with digital publishing, currently the problem that we have is dissemination and marketing of the content to make some revenue. And the first panel members were talking about how they are not making any money and how they are struggling, how they need certain content to be able to make money. Well, there's one thing that a lot of people are losing track of. That's creating niche content that's going to appeal to a certain group of people. Also, creating content that's going to help inform, educate, and entertain people. However, the opposite is being done, which is creating content that will generate revenue. So at the end of the day, we have a lot of people, when most of the blogs, you see they have the news section, the entertainment section, the sports. Everybody is doing the same thing. And you find the same story everywhere because everybody is after the money. But why do we have this problem? Why are we having this now when we are supposed to diversify and do a lot of stories around communities, around some important things like health and tech and the rest? Well, the problem is definitely the big tech companies. The big tech companies are Facebook, Google, and the rest. All these companies have created a certain condition, digital conditions that you are supposed to follow because they are more powerful, they have more money, and they decide when you make money and when you don't make money. And with this problem, it's all over the world. It's not just in Ghana or Africa. When you go to Australia and also the US and other places, they've called Facebook, Google, and the others to order. And they call them to say, well, now you guys are creating a certain competition for local news producers. This competition, how can they survive? It means that if Google changes its AI and says, now we are going to pay you based on the SEO, if you don't produce a certain content or some words, if you don't make your content look in a certain direction or a certain way, we can't give you any money. You won't get traffic from search engine optimization. Facebook has also changed its AI, saying now they're going to prioritize news content. So you, a blogger, you produce a lot of content, you have a lot of people following you, but now those who follow you, they go on their wall and then they scroll. When they scroll, they don't see your post, but they see the post of their friends who is saying, oh, I'm at this graduation or this or that. Effort to produce content for them, you can't see it because now Facebook wants to control. So Facebook is controlling so many people, including the blog community and also the news community. Now these countries have their governments creating policies, calling Facebook, Google, small, medium, or large, to be able to function so that they can do their work independently. Because currently everybody is trying to do what Google or Facebook wants them to do. Now in Africa or even in Ghana, we're going to speak fast. Nobody. And nobody is even discussing it. We are discussing digitalization and everybody is talking about pay money and it's all about payment. But what about those who are producing content on the digital scale? And this is affecting the music industry, the movie industry, and everywhere. Because you can't create niche content and expect to get a lot of following and people consume this content. You might be creating a very great content, but nobody's seeing it. Then what happens to all the effort you put into it? Zero. A lot of websites started, long ago in the late 90s, like GhanaWeb, and they've all collapsed. Some started in mid-2000s. All you hear is, oh, this guy. One of the panel members said there was a website that was making a lot of money. And I was asking, how do you know they are making money? Don't look at the traffic and say they are making money. Because at the end of the day, Google is going to how you make money. And Google will say, well, your audiences are from Ghana. And Ghanaians pay so much or don't advertise so much with Google AdSense. But in America, they are doing that a lot. So we'll show just a bit and your CPM rates will be lower than that of someone in America. Well, that's not fair. Because at the end of the day, you are producing content and you are getting the same traffic coming on there. But who is going to speak for you? Nobody than the policymakers who are supposed to do that. So that conversation has to go into that direction because we can't just sit back and look at things going as it is right now. Or else we'll all fall. There will be no content coming from Ghana. Bloggers cannot even blog anymore. And we'll only resort to posting women shaking their butts and all those things because that's what's going to make some money or bring something. Even with that, Facebook is blocking you. The moment someone complains or reports, you are off. You are not making money. Your account can be blocked. That means now you are being controlled to change what you are going to be. You might have a niche audience, but now how do you do this? So that's what we should discuss. And I think our future is very bleak if the conversation doesn't start now on digital publishing. We need to be independent. We need to also decide what content we want every day. So when you meet any of those policymakers or anyone in power, I think we should start this discussion. We should start it now so that bloggers can also be able to make money because they are working. content producers, content creators should be able to make money because you are working. And the money you make shouldn't be far from that of somebody who is living in the US or helping those platforms to also get content that will be consumed by people globally. So that's it about the future of digital publishing. But now when we come to citizen journalism in Ghana is also being affected because currently a lot of people they are dependent on the social media platforms, and you see that a lot of people post stuff. It takes a long time before it comes out. Basically now following social media and also bloggers. Now you are deciding the agenda for the day because every morning to every newsroom of any traditional media, you find them on social media, on blogs, looking for stories. But when it comes to bloggers, then you hear them say, well, don't trust them. They don't have credibility. But what is a blog anyway? A blog is supposed to be a platform where you, the blogger, could write your opinion. You could put out things from your own eyes. You don't need to be objective. It's none of anyone's business. It's a blog anyway. You are not a traditional news media. That's why you're called a blog. But because now the bloggers are looking like traditional news media, so there's confusion. And you see people saying this blogger is this person should be banned and that. Well, people might have opinions that are like yours. But how do you serve them? By continuing to produce content in that direction. Producing content is very important because one person can't cover everybody. Even GhanaWeb doesn't cover everybody in Ghana. It covers some people. But the bloggers are doing so much to cover a lot of people who don't have access to other platforms, radio, TV, and all of that. They are all now going online. They went online in the 2000s, and they went there because they thought, well, that's the future. But what happened? They went there and they just dump stories that they've done on TV or radio, and it doesn't even have the feel of a digital content because digital content has its own feel. But this is where GhanaWeb comes in. GhanaWeb has been evolving for all these years, and GhanaWeb has been there before WordPress. WordPress was launched in 2003. GhanaWeb has been there since 99, and even Blogspot now is Blogger. I don't know if it's still active. Blogger was launched in 99 also, the same year GhanaWeb was launched. But GhanaWeb has a lot of content that has never gone away. It's always been there, and we don't charge anybody to publish any content on GhanaWeb. And this content in the beginning was from other news portals, other platforms, because they didn't have the technology to be able to push or sustain the content that they produce. And most of them, they've lost a lot of content. Some used to be on WordPress. It crashed. They lost everything. And you can't find any archive. And they depend on GhanaWeb to get stories that they've lost in the past. But currently, they say, okay, we want more stories. Google says, per the SEO rules, if GhanaWeb is bigger, so our story would not show up or pop up. Well, that's a problem. And it's a problem that GhanaWeb wants to solve. Then how do we solve it? How do we promote citizen journalism? How do we promote bloggers to be able to put out their content with this same issue of big tech taking away so much that the bloggers are doing and producing? Well, that's where the GhanaWeb Reporter came into being. That's the solution. So we created a reporter because we thought, well, we have an audience of about 4 million a month, unique audience who are always visiting. We are evolving. We have a big newsroom producing content every day. Every day, GhanaWeb publishes about 300 stories. I don't know if you know that. And the 300 stories are in every category. Where are the stories coming from? Currently, originally, in the newsroom with the news team, GhanaWeb is producing 150 original content a day. And this news, sports, business, entertainment. And then we have partners who really want their content to be on GhanaWeb. They also send about 30 stories a day. And we have opinions from a lot of Ghanaians who want to also put out their voices and get their voices heard because they want people to know what they feel about anything that comes up. And that's where citizen journalism comes in. They send us stories. We publish with their names up there. Give them credit for it. But should it end there? No. Take the next step. The next step is to get the bloggers, the contributors, the citizen journalists to own the pages that they've created on GhanaWeb, or the pages or the platforms that are on GhanaWeb that have their content. Now, to do this, we created a reporter, which is, so what will happen is that if you are a blogger and you want to, or you blog about tech, like the APA guy wants to have access to a bigger number of people, you can sign up to GhanaWeb Reporter. It's free. When he signs up, you can still maintain your blog, but you share your content to a different audience. How many of the GhanaWeb audience are your audience? I don't think it's all of them. So definitely you need to reach other people. So now you have Facebook, you may have other platforms where you disseminate your information. Now GhanaWeb is another platform where you can do same. So to do same, you have the reporter page, which would have a URL with your name in it or the name of your blog, and you can also publish directly. So we have 3 phases of the reporter that will be given out to people. The first one is going to be for bloggers. So bloggers would have access and you can publish, but dependent on your track record, we'll decide whether to give you the opportunity to publish directly. And that's the first one. The second is for the public. Anybody at all can publish anything that they see in their communities. Maybe you see a police officer taking bribe, you're able to shoot or take a video. You might say when you send it to the police headquarters, nothing will be done. Or when you post it on Facebook, maybe nothing will be done. But definitely, GhanaWeb will get some answers or results for you, because a lot of people are on the platform. And all these people also have access to share their voices. We don't censor information unless it goes against the laws of the country. So because of this, we have a lot of people trusting GhanaWeb and sharing content with us. With the reporter, you could share directly onto your platform, and it also goes on the wall section of GhanaWeb, where you would have all those stories that are from you, the blogger. Also, we've created a platform for citizen journalists who would send their content. It will be screened before it would appear on the platform, on the wall of GhanaWeb. Then thirdly, we would have also a section for influencers and celebrities, because a lot of influencers and celebrities need also that platform to be able to push their content. Now, GhanaWeb could do that for you. And besides pushing the content alone, there is also some benefits. Now, GhanaWeb believes that you need to make money out of the content you produce. Now, with the revenue, we've created a self-service advertisement tool. So this was created here in Ghana. And this tool, what it does is, whichever page you have on the website, we can activate the self-service, and it would have, it will be around your content. So maybe you have a page, www.GhanaWeb / maybe tech / the name of your blog or yourself or anything that you want to call it. That page, when you publish your content, it appears beautifully, well arranged. Maybe in the middle of 3 lines or so, you would have the self-service ad. Now you would be given the opportunity to also get advertisers on your own, and then get them to advertise on your page. When you do that, you then get them to pay to have people visit and also take or consume the adverts that they have there. With this, you will make money, and the money will go into your mobile money account. It's been linked to mobile money, and definitely GhanaWeb cannot give you all the money, of course. So there's going to be some with that. But at the end of the day, when you get more numbers, there's going to be a threshold. When you get so much numbers, maybe 10,000 views on your page in a month, then definitely we are going to take it to the next level. It's going to be beyond the self-service ad. Now, with that one, we are going to have a revenue share agreement on CPM that we get. That's the cost per 1,000 impressions. So to explain, if 1,000 people visit a website, you get paid for a certain amount of money. There's a quota. Even Google AdSense has its own cost. So GhanaWeb is going to share that revenue with you. And you would also have access to the number of people visiting the page, to also how people are reacting, and the behavior of the audience on your content. So that's what the reporter is about. Now, we want people to have niche content. We want to promote journalism, especially citizen journalism. With the reporter, you can be anywhere in Ghana. You could be in the northern region, maybe in Bimbilla, for instance. And you are somebody who can write, you are concerned about the issues that are happening in the region. You can start shooting videos. You can take audios, take photos, and then you would post via the reporter. You don't need to call anyone at GhanaWeb or look for somebody who might say, can you pay me some money and then I can link you to them and get it online. No. So quickly, you take the picture of what you've seen, you don't like, and then you share it through the reporter. It comes on your page, your personal page. And then GhanaWeb is also going to promote that page for you. So people will see what you have on the page. Then they're going to consume that information. They will have the access to the comments, which has been there for a long time. Even though it's going to be improved now, there's going to be a little change. The comment section is going to have some self-regulation. You regulate the comments yourself. In that case, if you see anything that is wrong, you can report it. When you report it, it's going to be looked at, and then a decision will be taken by GhanaWeb. So this would also come up very soon. But if you are a reporter or somebody at Bimbilla and you are interested in pushing content, doing citizen journalism, this is a tool for you. And this is a way to bring digital publishing to the forefront in Ghana, to put back the power in the hands of bloggers, hands of citizen journalists, in the hands of individuals who feel they have a lot of things to say, who feel it's time to also get their voices heard. And with GhanaWeb, you would have about 4 million people following and reading content. If your content has a lot of interesting angles and also a lot of interesting things out there that you could share to people. So this is what the GhanaWeb Reporter is all about.